Is BTC going to be trading lower in the coming days and weeks? I believe so, and in this video I'll take you through why I think that is. We'll also take a look at the macro events to look out for this week, as well as some of the main TradFi charts which could have an impact on crypto. And finally, we'll go over some potential trading opportunities with the pairs that you can see here, and also show you a little glimpse into the trading stuff we do on the Learning Crypto Premium as well. But first of all, before we get into anything, an apology for the last two videos that have been uploaded on the channel. Unfortunately, as you've probably realized, we had some problems with the screen recording technology. For some reason, it just got stuck. I'm not really sure what happened, but I have double checked before this video has been uploaded that it has all recorded smoothly. So apologies for that. It will not happen again. But let's move on past that and let's get straight into the events to watch out for this week. So it's a bit of a quiet week compared to last week, where we obviously had the FOMC. So we've got some initial jobless claims on Thursday. We've also got Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking on Thursday as well. Not sure what he's speaking about, but his comments last week obviously had a big impact on the market. Like I said, I'm not sure what he's speaking about, whether he'll be making comments on Fed policy and inflation, all that sort of stuff. But if he does, then it could have an impact. And then we've got some more data coming out on Friday with PCE and core PCE. So PCE, the difference between PCE and PCE and CPI. CPI is consumer price index, so that is inflation measurement on the consumers, i.e. you and me, when we go to the shops, whereas PCE is an inflation indicator for producers. And as we can see, they are looking, or I should say, projecting a slight decline in the core PCE year over year, as you can see. So previous 4.2% and the median forecast is 4%. So we'll see if that has any impact on the market. Let's get back to the charts. So BTC, if we quickly go to the higher time frames, work our way down. So on the monthly, we are holding 25.2k with another 5 and a bit days to go, which is good. On the weekly, though, doesn't look as good, looks quite weak, especially last week's candle. Another failed attempt of breaking to the upside and rejected, similar to what we got at the end of August. Today's candle looking a little bit better than it did this morning, that's for sure. If we go to the daily time frame, the only problem we've got here on the daily time frame is that we have got a daily close below 26.450, which was obviously a strong support before. Closed below, and it looks like we've completed or completing a bearish retest today. However, a daily close back above 26.4, 26.450, I think that's pretty bullish, and we could break up higher and potentially come up and hit that 28k target. However, for now, we are seeing a series of lower highs play out, and obviously a break below 25.2 would see a continuation of that as a lower low. So main level to watch out for, as I say, is this 26.450. Get back above that and we can start looking bullish, but as for now, looks quite bearish in my opinion. Let's quickly go to Ethereum. Let's go to the monthly. Again, still below that 1721 monthly level for now, which doesn't look very good. On the weekly, doesn't look much better as well. Looks like we're slowly grinding our way down to 1370, unless we can obviously pop back above that 1721 and reclaim it on the monthly time frame. And then on the daily, Ethereum struggling to hold on to this 1583 key daily level of support. As you can see, we briefly lost it back here on the 11th of September, had a very quick rally, mean reversion, deviation, got back above, but again, we never really got above this sort of 1650 area, which was previous resistance from before. As you can see, just about clinging on to 1583. A daily close below this, I think that looks pretty bearish as well. So far hanging on to it today though. ETH BTC not doing too bad. It's had a bounce off this 0.06 area, as you can see. However, the trend on the higher time frames definitely still to the downside, coming down to that 0.053 monthly range low, which, as I've said many times before, will be a very key area. I think a really good area to pick up ETH and alts against BTC, so in their BTC pairings. Bitcoin dominance, as you can imagine, looking like it's declining a little bit with ETH BTC having a bounce today, but also on the weekly time frame it's actually starting to form a bit of a downtrend. As you can see, the high is here from June, lower high in August, and potentially starting to form another lower high here. We've already made a lower low, so we made lows here in July and then a lower low in August, so potentially a bit of a downtrend forming. However, unless we get back inside this monthly range, so a monthly close below 48%, I'm still seeing strength on BTC versus alts and ETH. So unless ETH BTC reclaims that 0.062 area and Bitcoin dominance gets down to around 48%, then I'm still leaning towards BTC being the stronger asset of the two. If we then move on to some TradFi stuff, so this is one of the reasons why I think we may trade lower in the coming days and weeks. So I think that the traditional markets are going to drag crypto down. We've already made a lower high here confirmed on the monthly time frame for the S&P. So this is ES, this is the S&P futures. And as you can see, made that lower high here in August. Another bearish candle this month with another 4 days to go, obviously this Friday. Weekly, not really much to gather. Again, it's just another lower high, as you can see from the monthly. We are approaching that monthly support, though, of 4327, which was the previous monthly range high. We'll see if that's support or if that becomes a deviation. If we get a monthly close below 4327, that looks very bearish indeed. If we go to the the daily. So we had this daily range marked out last week, and as you can see, the deviation back inside on the Friday of the week before last, and then last week completed that move all the way down to the daily range low, mainly due to Fed Chair Powell's speech at the FOMC last week. And as you can see, on Friday, we actually tried to hold that daily range low at 4371 and failed. Very bearish looking candle there. And today, again, similar to BTC, it looks like we're having a bearish retest of the daily range low as opposed to reclaiming it. Now, if we were to reclaim it, that looks quite bullish, as well as what I said for BTC if it manages to get above 26450. However, so far that's not the case. And actually, if we break it down to the lower time frames, you can see the S&P futures having trouble getting over that 4371 level on the lower time frames on the 1 hour there. So yeah, a daily close below that, not looking too good. As I say, the main level to watch out for is that 4327. Now, the reason I've got some other charts here, these are the main assets of the S&P 500, so Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. The reason why the S&P has been doing so well this year is because of the performance, mainly because of the performance of these assets. But if we actually take a look at these on the higher time frames, starting to show a little bit of weakness. And so I think that if these assets give up some start pulling back, then that's going to pull back the S&P, which is then going to pull back Bitcoin as well. So if we take a look at Apple, lower highs put in here on the weekly time frame, as you can see, highs from July, lower highs in September, and we're on this key level of support, as you can see. If you look left across the chart, about 173. So far, having a little bit of a bounce today, but if this level was to be lost, then we could see further downside. Amazon as well looks like it may have put in a little bit of a top at this resistance here at 142. So it's resistance back here in August of last year, resistance August of this year, and again in September as well, and having a bit of a drop. So again, on a pretty important level of support, lose this and you could see more downside. Google, again, looks stronger than the other two, but again, looks like it may have put in a little bit of a top, maybe another lower high from April of last year. Microsoft, again, looks like putting in a lower high here on the higher time frame. So we put in a high in July, lower high here in September, again on another key level of support. Look left, 315, very key level of support. It was resistance here back in Jan 22 and April 22. It was support here as well in last month, and again testing it this month. So again, really important level 315 for Microsoft. If it loses that, could be seeing more downside. Nvidia as well looks like a bit of a top being formed here. Again, big level of support here, about just a little bit lower at around the 400 area. Could be a big drop if it was to lose that. And then finally Tesla, again, series of a clear downtrend forming here with a series of lower highs. Most recently a high put in July, pretty much the same as all the other assets we've covered, with another lower high being added this month as well. So potentially a turning point for these key assets in the S&P, which, as I say, could bring down Bitcoin with it. And as well, on top of all that, we've got the dollar still absolutely ripping. This is about 10 weekly candles in a row now, and more importantly, it's trading above that key weekly resistance of 105.5, as you can see. So the dollar is now at the highest levels it's been at since November of last year. If it manages to hold this 105 level as support, then who knows where it could rip up to. Potentially 107s is a clear level here. If we just quickly mark out that. So you've got resistance there at about 107, which we could hit. And if it gets above that, then who knows, we could even see it back at the 111, something like that. Puts in a lower high, then starts to roll over, then risk assets can have a bit of a run. But I think the dollar still has a little bit more room to go, and it's going to push down risk assets. And the VIX still has plenty more room to run as well. We've spoken about this quite a long time, saying how low the VIX was. We're finally getting a bit of a push up on the VIX. The thing to remember is when the VIX is low, look out below. When the VIX is high, it's time to buy. So we want to see a spike in the VIX up to around the 30s, and that's normally when bottoms are put in, and then risk assets can go on a bit of a run. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a further push in the dollar, a bit of a downturn in the major stocks in the S&P, which is going to bring the S&P itself down, which will then bring down Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market as well. So if I'm wrong, I've got my invalidations. As I say, Bitcoin getting back above 26.450 will start to look quite strong. And Ethereum, if it can manage to hold this 1583 and then clear 1651, then again, I will start considering some different options. Let's take a look at the altcoins then, for some potential trades this week. So AVAX, as you can see, has been on an absolute terrible run, about 10 or 11 weekly candles. We closed a weekly candle below $9.30, this weekly level. Bearish retest last week, so not looking too good at all. Pretty much no support here on the higher time frame, so I'm not really sure what's holding it up at the moment. But if it has another bearish retest of $9.09, potential short there. However, a daily close back above would be a reclaim, so I wouldn't be looking at shorting that anymore. I'd be jumping out. That's your clear invalidation. I wouldn't be looking at longs until I see a daily close back above $9.45, mainly because this could just be a choppy area, and it's still below the weekly level of resistance. However, a daily close back above $9.45, then you've got a clear invalidation. A close below that, you can cut your long. But it looks like it would have reclaimed both the weekly and the daily level there. So pretty strong long there at above $9.45. Short $9.09, clear invalidation being a daily close back above. So that's AVAX. MATIC, you can see, so I'm recording this at about 10 past 7. So the video won't be out too much later. But you can see a clear entry here on MATIC on this daily level of 51.85 cents. Nice invalidation, just a daily close back above, but with a potential trade all the way down to, if I just grab my price range, potential trade all the way down to that weekly level down at 45 cents. That's a nice 12%. Again, invalidation, nice simple daily close back above, so your risk is very small, but for a potential big reward. In terms of BNB, so this is the trade that we've actually entered on the Learning Crypto Premium, on the Learning Crypto Earn While You Learn. We ended up here around $218. We've hit TP1, which is down at this weekly range low around 205. And now we're looking for a breakdown down to the next daily level at about 189, just below that weekly level of support. In fact, I could just grab the screenshot for you there, as you can see. So entry 218.45, we took profit at 208, so happy days, and we'll ride the position down, take full profit down here at 189. Stop losses at break even, so nothing can be lost. In terms of entering this as a trade, I would be waiting, if you're not in it already, I would be waiting for a daily close below around 204, below these wicks here. I'd be waiting for a daily close back above 219, and then I think that's good to go. But as you can see, every time we've hit this weekly level of support, we've had weaker and weaker bounces, so I think it's ready to break down. And then finally, Vechain, again, another one we entered on the earn while you learn. We've hit TP1, which is this level here at 0.01645. TP2 down here at the weekly level was 0.01478. Again, if you've not entered this position yet, an easy entry is a daily close below 0.01645. If it's close enough when you're at the desk, you can mark it enter. If not, get a bearish, hopefully you get a bearish retest and enter on that level, and again short that down to the weekly level of 0.01478. In terms of longs, there's a potential to enter a long here on this bounce, but personally, as I say, my bias is bearish at the moment, so I wouldn't be looking at longs until we got a daily close above 0.01780, and then we can look at potentially testing this weekly level up there at 2.2 cents. So there's a few trades there on the table that we may well see play out. We'll cover them again on Friday, see how they panned out. Very quickly show you the Discord that we've got on the Learning Crypto Premium. So in here we've got Discord. Access is only £5 a month for the Discord only. If you want access to the rest of the platform, it's a bit more, but plenty of info on this Discord, especially for traders. So this is the members trading room. This is more for beginners. We post all the earn while you learn stuff in here. A few of the analysts get involved, and some of the community members as well. Again, this is where the beginners hang out, put in their trade ideas, their TA, and everyone helps each other out, shares a few trades. And then in the Learning Crypto Premium Plus, we've got the more advanced stuff. So this is where our analysts just simply put in the trades, and people are free to copy them if they like. As you can see, all fully transparent. All the TA is in there. It's not signals as such. It is all about education. All the charts and the reasoning for the trades is in there. And then, of course, we've got the trade success, where everyone shows off their profits essentially. And as you can see, we've got pages and pages of profits from our analysts, and some of our members as well, who are learning along the way. So definitely a really awesome community. It's an educational environment. As I say, the Discord only is only £5 a month. The rest of the platform is also available for slightly more, but there's also the 2-week free trial as well. So if you want to get involved in that, follow the link below in the description, or visit our website. But that's it from me. Go back over everything on Friday. Have a good week, and I'll catch up with you then.